Thank you everyone for the evidence you've provided so far. I've just got, I'll present my first question to the entire panel, depending on whether you've got anything to contribute, jump in. In their submission, the Free Speech Union of Australia, they've raised some serious concerns about the academic rigour of the age assurance technology trial report. Now, I'm curious to understand what your view is on the report itself and whether it presents a solid foundation for age assurance in Australia. We can start with Dr. Jeffrey.
I don't think I've really got any expert insight into that. I imagine that my colleagues at Newcastle may do, but I'm very happy to pass over to them.
Thank you. Dr. Barnes?
We haven't read the specifics of the report. I think it definitely shows the importance of independent evaluation that coincides or goes alongside anything that's commissioned specifically by the government or evaluated by the government, which is definitely what we intend to do, and we know that a lot of other people in the research space are doing something similar.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Einstein?
I haven't gone in depth through that report, but I believe that we can see how well the platforms can target specific teenagers, their emotions, they can amplify them, they can reduce them. I cannot believe that they are not capable of being able to implement careful age assurance.
Thank you. Dr. Jeffrey, my next sort of line of questioning refers to your submission. You say that the ban is not the best approach for keeping young people safe online and compromises young people's rights as set out under the United Nations Convention of the Rights of the Child. Do you believe that the current debate and the introduction of the ban has been conducted in good faith, or do you feel like, good policy making may have fallen prey to politics?
Yeah, I feel the latter. The legislation was, passed, introduced very quickly with a very, very short period of time for consultation. I feel that there has been a real building momentum for regulation of big tech, which is great. But at the same time, the whole risk narrative, which I would suggest was kind of, came from Jonathan Haidt's book, which became a bestseller, but which a lot of academics have, some issues with in terms of its conflation of causation and correlation. So I think there is a lot of anxiety about young people and technology. This is not new. It's been, we've had it for decades, in fact, around other technologies. And I feel that the ban is a blunt response when we could have actually had a more nuanced and multifaceted approach, which I believe will protect young people but also afford them the opportunities to participate in online spaces.
Absolutely. I agree 24 hours isn't long enough for consultation on such an important piece of legislation, but also, education is really important. Now, you go on to say that we consider it timely that the government now move into enforcing the online safety legislation and take strong and prompt enforcement measures against offending companies. I'd love to know, Dr. Jeffrey, why do you believe the government has yet to make any serious enforcement moves, if we're seeing non-compliance being so rife? I don't know, is it doubtful that there is a firm legal basis for penalties to be imposed?
I'm not a legal scholar. I think it does make sense to wait. I mean, it is still early days and there are going to be issues. to be teased out, but as has already been pointed out, we do know that the platforms do have quite powerful tools at their disposal at estimating age, although there is other evidence, of course, that suggests that, there's quite a couple of years margin in terms of accurately doing this. I mean, I know it might sound contradictory for me to say I'm against the ban, but we actually need to move into, enforcement mode. I suppose what I'm saying is that we do need, the platforms, we can't trust that they have our best interests and young people's best interests at heart. They are driven by profit. They do monetise attention. And I think that if we are going to implement, these online safety laws, and particularly things around the digital duty of care and so on, the government does need to enforce that and show the platforms that, okay, no, you can't just do what you want. And I guess I have some concerns and possibly some speculation that, this is a world first. Australia is doing this. The rest of the world is looking on. Are platforms dragging their feet because they know that other countries are looking at doing this, and if it's perceived to be a failure, then perhaps other countries will think twice. So I think the enforcement and the strong regulation is a really important part of this.
Thank you, Dr. Jeffrey. And in the interest of time, I'll put the rest of my questions on notice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.